Hello.
I'd like to open this with something that you don't normally hear, Ben.
Shit.
You're all right, really.
I forgive you. I know you're
What
suffering
for?
from all your childhood abuse and whatnot, and all that trauma makes it difficult for you to express emotions.
Yeah, well, there's only one emotion I'm good at expressing, and that's being fucking horny.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I maybe that's a problem as well.
I'm going to say
Look, at the end
something.
of the day, it's not good that you don't know if I like you or not.
Well, no, I
And
mean,
most of the time, I do like you.
I
Most
know,
of the
I
time.
know you like me. It's just difficult for me to tell sometimes. Which, honestly, I think about it is probably
Good.
autism. Because
It could also be that,
God
yes.
knows, fucking everything in my life appears to be autism nowadays.
Yeah, it's funny how when you open that can of worms,
It's like everything. Jesus, I really am an autist guy.
is it
Hello.
cake or is it autism?
I don't know. I don't know, Jordan. Well, I'm going to say something you don't hear that often.
Oh God,
I forgive you.
I don't care.
I
You got nothing to
forgive
forgive
you.
me for.
Oh, it's Sergey. I can just. Okay, come on then.
Привет, comrade.
Get to the point, Sergey. I'm a busy
It's our
few
love
days.
rival.
I have a lead on Project Solaris. You might want to follow up on it.
Project Solaris, huh? Okay, I'm listening.
I have the name of the
So,
researcher in charge of the
it's interesting that this is the game that is on right now because
Dr. Orlov.
there was a bit of big news in the week, wasn't there?
And that's it.
Uh,
Probably the only big story this week.
are we being invaded by aliens?
Okay,
Did I miss that?
No,
where am I
Okay,
supposed to go?
no more so than usual.
it's promising.
The USA struck Iran, didn't it?
Oh yeah, they did that. Yeah, and Trump swore, didn't he?
Small town.
He did. He dropped the F
He
bomb
said they don't know what
instead
the
of a
fuck they're
N
doing.
bomb. So,
Yeah, that's something.
and you know what? Actually, I sort of agreed with him a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope, man.
I know. It's important to understand that I agreed with him saying that those two particular countries probably don't know what they're doing,
And don't be afraid to get a little.
Well,
Well,
and that's
you
it.
can't make an omelet without
I don't agree with
breaking
his
the
methods.
Fabergé eggs.
I don't agree with his most of his words. I don't agree with most of anything to do with him.
mhm.
But I think he may have accurately analysed the relationship between those two countries.
I mean, this is the first time that the president has deliberately sworn to the media. I'm
And
pretty
considering
sure.
how often he says stuff,
Hmm. I mean, deliberately though, because I mean we've caught him on camera saying stuff, and George Bush was caught saying get
now watch
Hezbollah.
this fucking drive.
He said get Hezbollah to stop doing this shit. He said that, and then you see that little purple line thing over there.
Yeah,
That's the
that's the
mission
one.
thing, but it's not. It's not. It's interesting. It's really annoying that they don't spawn in on the mini map
It'd
until
be
you're
helpful, wouldn't it?
closer.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's a shitty situation. This whole
Yeah,
Middle East conflict thing, as summarising it nicely,
yeah,
shitty situation.
yeah.
Um, but it's sort of gone a bit weird because again, it was all give him a 2 week deadline to sort shit out before we get involved.
Yeah.
Is my understanding, and then 3 days later, he's like, "Yep, we bombed and it's blown everything up," and then apparently it hasn't actually done that much damage
Well, what's
to this
interesting?
thing that wasn't happening.
Yeah, well, what's interesting to me is he sort of turned against Israel a bit.
He has a bit,
It's
which is interesting to see.
well, it seems to sort of be that he's pissed off they're not basically doing what he told them to do.
Yeah, well, Netanyahu's a loose bloody
And
cannon, isn't
Netanyahu
he?
will
So
do what he wants because U.S. foreign policy has been pro-Israel since like the late 40s.
if there's anything that we should have learned from him, anything at all, is that you don't give people called Ben power.
That's true. I mean, I can't tell you the sort of shenanigans I'd be getting into.
Yeah, you don't want to hear about the orgies, forced orgies.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be doing anything.
Not in a,
I wouldn't even be watching. I'd just be making it happen, man.
yeah, organising it, saying, "Look, you guys turn up,
Yeah,
do some fucking."
yeah.
Not in a rapey way, just to be
No,
clear.
no, not in a rapey way. No, never in a rapey
He'll
way.
just get a load of attractive people and encourage them to fuck, like Love Island, but
Yeah. And I mean, there'd be some animals in
which
there,
reminds me.
obviously, but
So anyway,
yeah,
I was watching the latest, not latest as at right now because there's another one on tonight,
yeah,
but last week's Taskmaster
yeah,
on Tuesday,
yeah,
and they there was an advert for a TV show, or I think it was the Open Love House or something.
yeah.
And it's like
Great open house experiment,
the
eh?
intent.
Yeah, go on.
So you say what you're gonna say.
I did. Do you remember when I was watching Virgin Island?
Yes.
Well, that popped up as a recommendation for me, and I did sort of dip into the first episode, and then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to like this because I'm just going to feel a bit sick for all the people who sort of clearly aren't really that into it. You know?
Yeah, I saw the advert, and my immediate thought is, well, what they're doing there isn't actually what they're trying to do,
Mm,
because they're suggesting that open relationships are sort of a standardized. They're trying to encourage open relationships
yeah,
by getting a bunch of couples together and encouraging them to fuck one another. But that's not what an open relationship is necessarily.
no,
Like my open relationship that I have, my polyamorous relationship.
yeah,
So I am ethically non-monogamous. Ladies, if you're interested. Gentlemen, if you're interested.
goats, if you're interested.
We
Meh. Go on.
anyway. It's not just a matter of fucking people. That's
No,
not what it's all about. It's about having that emotional connection. You can't just go to an orgy or have a threesome and suddenly say, "Oh, weird open relationship." No, you're not. You're just fucking having a sex party. Two completely different things, and people. It's almost offensive, to be honest. Just how.
I don't know. I think it isn't. I mean, my definition, and this may not be like technically correct, but my definition is that would be an open relationship, but it wouldn't be polyamorous.
Here's the thing. If it all depends on whether what you do is a one-time thing or if it is a this is our standard. If you have a threesome with someone, that doesn't mean that your relationship is an open relationship. It means that you two have had a threesome with someone.
True.
That's all that is.
I agree.
It's a sex thing. It's not a relationship thing.
Where are all these men?
I don't know, but that's your constant question, isn't it? Have you broken it by killing them too efficiently?
Has it
That'd be a
glitched?
new one for you.
Is it glitched out again? We fly to the.
Do some damage to the hurt. Oh, okay. Okay, you can damage it. That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly to the boat and fly back.
Yeah, like I'm almost offended by
Hmm.
their representation of open relationships because it seems like they've not quite grasped. Based on the advert, again, it's all I saw. It's quite a long advert, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they really understand what they're trying to present, or if they are, they're grossly misrepresenting.
Well, and that health bar was going down.
Also, it's not socially responsible for them to be throwing people into that situation if the people aren't sure they're going to be able to handle it.
Well,
Either.
yeah, I did see a
Why don't you just blow the thing up and then restart the mission?
Okay. Let's do a different one instead.
Oh.
So I did see an article about this. Apparently there was a guy whose partner slept with somebody else, or was going to sleep with somebody else or something, and the production crew basically said, like, yeah, I have to let this happen. Or somebody
No,
attached with the
that's not how
show,
that works.
or a therapist or something said, you have to, I know you're feeling hesitant about this or whatever, but you have to let it. That was my impression. That he didn't
Yeah, that's
want
not.
to, but he sort of felt like he had to, and he was so upset by the whole thing he threw up.
Yeah, that is exactly the opposite of what this should be.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, I constantly see posts on Reddit where in fact, this is actually this has a two-player aspect. You obviously can't do
Oh
it.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep
Well, no, because you don't have. You're using a
friends.
ROM, aren't you?
Oh yeah, that.
I actually have this game on Steam.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Is it the remastered version?
I
Suppose it
don't
would
know
have to
without
be, wouldn't
checking.
it? Yeah,
I can check though.
I always see, or frequently see posts on Reddit where it's relationship advice and somebody saying, "Well, my partner wants to do an open relationship, and I'm not entirely keen on it." And
It's Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed.
yeah, that's
Is that the?
remastered one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you do hear about people who go along with it to make their partner happy, and it doesn't work.
No, it really doesn't. And that is partially, I think, what led to or contributed to the breakdown of my prior relationship.
Mm.
Is it was something I'm fine with. It works for me. It's my life, but I don't think it was very much. I think she went along with it and probably shouldn't have. I didn't
Mm.
make her. Just to be clear, you know.
Mm.
I didn't try and coerce her or persuade her. It's just it's a thing that we fell into, and she should have got out of it and didn't. Well, until after she'd been quite badly hurt by it,
Mm.
mentally, not physically.
Mm.
No one's to blame, but
Well,
you know.
So how do I get this thruster hatch open? It's got to be locked down tight.
no, I'm certainly not polyamorous.
You're not amorous.
Yeah. Au contraire. More's the pity.
And you tell me I can't do funny.
Every now and then. I never said you couldn't be funny. I'm just saying. You know,
Wow.
I think little crypto just woke up. All right,
Blow that waship up. So yeah, I got an interesting email this week, with probably some good news, but ostensibly it's a rejection email.
oh.
I'm not doing the 2026 London Marathon.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, you did
Well, I
mention
didn't
that.
tell you that I'd signed up.
You mentioned that ages ago.
I didn't tell you that I'd applied for the 2026 one.
Well, you mentioned you were thinking about it, I think, last time we spoke.
I told you that I'd applied for the 2025.
Oh,
I
right.
told you that I didn't get the 2025. I
Right.
then quietly, without telling anyone, applied for the 2026. I mean, obviously, I told the people that you applied to,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I didn't tell anyone else.
Well,
And I got the email this week saying that no, I've not been selected, and that's fine.
in
There's a lot of
fairness,
people that try.
it's not like you couldn't just run a marathon.
Probably could actually.
Ah. Ah.
Is that a Vortigaunt?
No, it's a Blisk mutant thing. Oh god, there's fucking loads of them.
It looks a bit Vortigaunty.
Doesn't it? No, I don't want
When
to
are
use
you
that.
going to do the Half-Life stuff you were going to do? Yeah, we're going to get to that. Jesus, that fucked him up. That's some Mars Attacks level bullshit. That.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned Mars Attacks.
Why? Well, I mean, given that I mentioned the film I wanted to do, this episode
It's
last.
not on my list of films.
Is it not?
Well, I was going to wait until Saturday, because then
Okay.
your thoughts won't be mixed up, or neither of us are going to have an opportunity to have watched the next film.
Well, no, but I was just thinking
because I don't yet know which of the films it's going to be.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to pick which of the three films it is. You are by picking 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
Depending on whichever number you give me will be the one it is. So I don't know yet, and don't tell me now.
Yeah.
Tell me on Saturday when we at the end of our recording.
Okay, I'm gonna have to think of a number between 1 and 3, and I've only got 2 days to do it.
I know, knowing you are just statistic enough that it's going to be difficult for you.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was 8, so I'd brace yourself.
Yes, you are, as ever, a prat.
But I'm your Brad. Whether you
Of course
like
you
it or
are, some
not,
days.
you're stuck with me.
That is my crime. It is also my punishment.
What's the anniversary gift for 20 years?
I don't know. I'll have a look, but you better get me something good. Is it Pearl?
I don't know. Pearl, Jesus. You
No, I'm
haven't
having.
put out nearly enough to get your Pearl.
Oh no, China or porcelain.
Oh, okay.
30 if it's Pearl.
These fuckers are getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Not long before it needs to be silver.
Is that 25?
Yep.
Oh, God. I look forward to that.
So we've actually there's quite a few we've missed. You know,
Yeah.
in traditional UK fashion. We didn't do cotton or paper for the first.
Well,
We didn't do paper or cotton for the second.
okay.
That's the order it's written, by the way. We definitely didn't do leather for the third.
I don't think you need any more of that.
Linen. You know what? I actually have surprisingly little leather in my collection. I don't have the body for leather.
No, you don't, do you? You look like a
No.
you look like a hairy biker.
Yeah. So anyway, fourth is linen or silk. Fifth, right up your street, wood.
Tee.
Uh, 6 is sugar. 7 is wool. 8 is bronze or salt.
Well, we've given each other enough
Not
salt through the years, I think.
Ninth is copper.
Would
10th
you
is tin.
kindly fuck right off?
12th is silk and fine linen. 15th is crystal. 20th porcelain. 25th silver. 30th pearl. 35th coral. 40th ruby. And you'll be dead before we get to 45th. So that's a moot point.
Well,
If we manage to get to 90 years, which isn't going to happen because we're not both living to 100. Well, it'd be 100 years if we did it on the anniversary.
yeah.
Ish. 90 is granite.
But you can buy me my
You know,
tombstone, can't you?
85th is wine.
Oh.
Feel like that should have been a lot higher up the list than like earlier in the list
Well,
than
I think
85th.
again, I think we've both done our fair share of whining.
But you don't drink. You don't like drinking. So, you know, that's a waste.
Okay, there's the crystal in there. Now I need to find the other two.
I was thinking again. It's not one of my films, but I was for some no, I cannot for the life of me work out why reason. I was thinking about Drop Dead Fred last night.
Were you really?
Oh no, I remember what it is. It's because I was thinking about Adrian Edmondson
Yeah.
because of him being in one of the Star Wars films while I was sorting out with Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that got me thinking about Rick Mail, which got me thinking about Drop Dead Fred. And it's crazy that they've both worked with Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, she was in Drop Dead Fred, wasn't she?
She was. I couldn't remember if it was her or if it was Jamie Lee Curtis, because like the role that they have, I just But yeah, it was Carrie Fisher
Okay, you know
in
what?
Drop Dead Fred, and it's such a ridiculous fucking film for her to be in.
She's the therapist, wasn't she? I'm not.
I felt she was the friend that owned the boat.
Oh no, I think you're right. I mean, I'm not. I've only seen the Nostalgia Critic review of Drop Dead Fred, so you know.
It's been a long time since I've watched it. I remember there's a bit where Rick Mayall's character Fred,
Yeah.
he slides himself under Phoebe Cater's mother's character.
Yeah.
Looks up her dress and says, oh, "Cobwebs."
Oh yeah.
Which is obviously a very child-friendly joke.
Yes. because the dress is old, isn't it?
Yes, right, and she doesn't get any action because she's an old bint
Well,
or something like that.
will you bugger right off, please? Cute.
Yeah, drop dead friends. Again, like I say, not on the list.
That's all right. Right. Mm,
You got any topics?
yeah.
Go on then. I can't carry this entire conversation.
Ah!
You accidentally paused.
No, I accidentally dropped my phone.
Okay.
I watched a documentary.
Oh my god, you didn't, did you?
Well,
That's so unusual for you.
a documentary series. It was a paranormal mystery thing on Disney Plus, and it was interesting because the mysteries weren't necessarily paranormal. They were sort of true crimey, interesting mysteries that were um, connected with the paranormal. So there was a
Okay.
guy who believed the Lizardman conspiracy and blew himself up in the middle of a street.
Okay.
They went into that Dennis Martin disappearance. He heard about that. This 6-year-old kid who disappeared in the Rocky Mountains, and people think Bigfoot took him.
I don't know. It's not ringing any bells, but that don't mean anything because I've heard so much shit over the years.
Yeah, mostly from me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, lately.
There was a skinwalker one where a Native American woman was murdered and pretty badly mutilated. They found the guy who did it.
Okay.
Well, basically everybody says they did, and I think they did. And and it went to trial, and the defense argued that a skinwalker had done it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they got a guy who suggested it was. I think it's sort of an overstatement to say that they said a skinwalker did it. I think the gist of their argument was more like this corresponds with, Native American ritual stuff and mythological stuff. Ergo, this was motivated by something other than sex, and a white guy, such as the defendant, would not have done this. I think that's what they were really saying.
Well, I mean, how best to throw the people off your scent than to do it in a way that people would never expect your type to do.
I mean, he confessed a lot. I know there's false confessions, but he did confess a lot. And he was
Well,
seen at the
and just
scene.
weaken their defense.
He was at the scene, and his bite marks were a match to those on the body. So,
But did the gloves fit?
no,
Because if not,
No.
you know what you got to do.
You must have quit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay,
Exactly.
I guess we're doing this the old-fashioned way.
I've actually got a trial related topic.
Oh well, I'm not finished yet.
But it's very quick.
Okay, go on.
The P Diddy trial is wrapping up.
Oh yeah, that.
Yes, the prosecution took 7 weeks to present their case. How long do you think the defense took?
3 days.
20 minutes.
Jesus Christ, he's fucked.
Their entire argument is that they haven't satisfied the burden of proof.
Okay.
The prosecution has satisfied the burden of proof, and they've spent 20 minutes presenting that case, and then that's it. And I thought that was worth noting because that does very much sound like they've given up, doesn't it? So anyway, carry on.
Yes, but my favorite of these episodes. Well, they talked about the Goat Man. You know about the Goat Man?
El Chupacabra.
No, there's a bridge in was like Kansas or Georgia or some shithole place, and it's fuck off. It's allegedly haunted by this sort of half man, half goat monster thing. And the last thing you
Okay.
see is the whites of his eyes. And all these teens throughout the ages have gone to this bridge to find the goat man, and they keep getting hit by trains.
Oh, I
And
wonder what happens.
it happens a lot. They go on this bridge and they dare themselves to walk further and further onto the bridge, and it's like a bridge
Yeah.
over. There's a name for that sort of bridge, but it's a bridge over like a valley sort of thing, and it's got no
Yeah.
things at the side. So if you go a certain distance, you're not going to get off.
No.
And so somebody made the point that when they say the whites of the goatman's eyes, they mean the whites of the train lights.
Yeah, almost certainly.
You know. Oh,
The
fuck. Okay, I guess we're getting
It's
another.
making me think of Stand By Me.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much that sort of situation.
Yeah. Or that bit in Red Dead 2.
Yeah. But far and away, my favourite one was about a guy. He was well probably autistic, and he was an engineer in his free time. He befriended. He was like in his 30s, and he befriended the 17-year-old kid, which sounds weirder than it is. It was apparently totally innocent, and they were just like brotherly relationship. He found
Like, do
this.
you like Back to the Future?
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, so you got a sort of,
Yeah.
a bit of leeway there.
Yeah. They said he found like a ruined derelict train in the woods, and as like a project, he took it apart, brought it home, and rebuilt it, and got it working again. Like he was genuinely
Oh, did
brilliant.
he now?
Yeah,
This old man, the older man,
yeah,
who's a bit of a tinkerer,
yeah.
befriended a young. This Back to the Future reference is getting more and more accurate.
And then one day he said he had a dream that he was visited by aliens, and they were going to come and take him away.
Okay.
And it would be a stormy night, and he knew the date, and it was a stormy night, and he disappeared. And then
Okay.
they found his van, and they say he'd blown himself up, either deliberately or by accident. But there's a lot of discrepancies because apparently he was like he knew an awful lot about dynamite, and the color of the van might have been different than his, even though they sort of explained that the paint had probably burned away and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I really like this character, and the way the people close to him told that story. Like he said, he'd be away for. Is that even going to do any damage? It's not okay. He said he'd be away for like 42 months, but he expanded on that and said it would be 42 months of his time, but it would be 10,000 years to
Okay.
us. And I know he probably blew
Okay.
himself up, but I kind of like the idea that he made it, somehow, because he seems like a pretty cool guy. And all the people who on the documentary had really good things to say about him. It's a great story. So yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. I've got one
There
left.
was
It's about Chinese ghosts.
okay.
Oh,
Well, the thing I was about to say is relevant to the one you just told.
go on then.
One of the Lovecraft stories that I heard involved people who were sort of swapping bodies through time
Yeah,
in order to learn. Like there was a species of beings on Earth thousands of years ago
yeah,
that had used like effectively astral projection. I can't remember what term they used, but it's basically that to inhabit and swap consciousness with people in different times,
lovely.
and they were using that to learn as much as they could. And so for these people, time was out of sync, and that his for 42 months of his time
Yeah,
made me think of that.
yeah.
It reminded me of that.
It was just a great story and a great character, and by the end of it, I was rooting for the guy, and I don't know what happened. They suggested he may have suffered from some sort of serious mental issue, and that had sort of led him to kill himself, or whatever. Maybe it was an accident. I don't know. Oh shit. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Would you like another one of my topics,
I can give you one of mine.
if you want?
Or do you want to talk about the Chinese ghosts?
Well, I haven't seen that episode yet.
Oh, okay.
That's
Fair
the one
enough.
episode I got left.
Fair enough. When you said I've got one more, I
Yeah.
figured there was more you wanted to talk about. Not.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
India have achieved something that they've not done for 41 years.
Something to do with the moon. Is it something to do with the moon?
You there?
Is it something to do with the moon?
You cut out for me, so can you just stop just spurting words out? No, not technically.
The sun?
They've managed to get. They've had a. They've sent someone to space.
Oh, lovely. As like a punishment, or?
No. It's part of a.
Okay.
But what they do, the first astronaut in 41 years.
Oh, that's pretty neat. You should do more space stuff. I wish we had a space
India,
program.
mate.
No, just
Well,
people.
Well, the trouble is, it's quite wasteful. Really,
Yeah, I
isn't
know
it?
it's super expensive and has like no immediate benefit apart from knowledge, which you can't eat or anything. But right now, who are you only going to talk to, you twat? Oh, I can talk to him. A Yeti? What?
Go on, give us a topic.
Well, it's not one of the topics I got written down, but speaking of Indian achievements, I saw a video of a guy eating a really hot curry,
Okay.
and he couldn't do it. He ate it, and he was like, "Oh, well, no more. It's too hot."
Man's got to really, try harder.
Why didn't he want to talk to me? Okay, he's not going to talk to KGB Ski. He's going to want to talk to one of his pleb friends. Well, one of my actual
Might talk to an alien.
one of my actual other topics.
Oh, there's so many minors.
Come on.
Go on.
Is if you could live, if somebody forced you to pick a genre and live in it, a prototypical example of that genre, and live in it as a randomly allocated character, what would you choose?
Probably a rom-com.
Well, why?
Well, generally speaking, other than the awkwardness of the relationship dynamics within those movies, they tend to be quite easygoing.
That's true. I mean, you're not necessarily, the odds of you dying are not high.
They're not zero, but they are low.
I mean, you could be the person one of the characters dumps at the start of the film, or leaves partway through or the end for the better catch.
And you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
Or you could be the person who sells them flowers.
I could just be a random person on the street.
Yeah.
Just someone they walk past. I mean, I'll go about my life for the rest of the film. My perfectly ordinary, not that interesting, but also not that stressful life.
Huh.
It wouldn't be that
I don't need to be a main character. I don't need all the action. I don't need all the drama.
okay.
Hmm.
Lead on, Macduff.
All I really want is a simple life.
Hmm. Never wish something big and exciting would happen to you that you could, sort of dine out on.
No.
No, I do.
Not really. No. Excitement leads to drama. Drama leads to stress.
Stress leads to the
depression.
dark side. Oh, okay, right. We got
Have you
far.
heard about Sabrina Carpenter's latest
Well, I haven't given my answer yet.
social? Well, you spent so long not fucking saying anything. I gave up on you.
We'll circle back to it. Yes, I have. She
Oh.
was on a leash, wasn't she?
Well, that's the thing. She wasn't actually.
Was she not?
She
Oh.
was on all fours, and a man had a hair in his hands.
Yeah.
And she's now done a different album cover, an alternate album cover,
Yeah, where she's
where
just
she's
looking
just in
over her
a
shoulder.
suited man's arms.
Well,
And she's called it God Approved, I believe. You know, because comedy, right?
I mean,
What are your thoughts?
I think it's been a very good publicity PR campaign for her.
Okay.
Well, it has, hasn't it? People are talking about it. We're talking
Yeah.
about it. That's not a sign
Well,
you've
yeah.
made it. I don't know what is.
I know, like all we do is talk about the people who made it. We definitely don't talk all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
I didn't have any issue with it
No.
personally. You probably would assume I wouldn't have any issue with it based
Mm.
on what you think I'm into. But like the way I see it, she does much worse things on stage in terms of public image.
That's singing, yeah.
Like, are you familiar with the whole Juno thing?
No.
No. At the end, there's a part in Juno, one of her songs, where she says the line, "Have you ever tried this one?" And traditionally on stage, she will then allude to a sex position with her dance,
Okay.
including whilst in Paris, getting two fellas to help imitate an Eiffel Tower on her.
Oh, right.
So you know, she doesn't. It's not like she hasn't. For lack of a better term, and I use this for the simplicity of making it obvious what I mean. She kind of slits it up a bit. It's kind of her thing. She is. I saw someone say unashamedly horny.
Huh. Like you.
And yeah, you know, me and her would get on proper well. She'd love it. So would I.
Yeah. All right, come on, Yeti.
A wonderful time will be had by all.
Taking you into town.
Get there.
I
I don't see an issue with it. As long as she's happy and as long as it's her decision to do these things, it doesn't matter.
It's not. I mean, there's been worse things. I don't really give a shit. I thought it was noteworthy, and I was a little like, oh, my stars. You know,
Slotty pen.
but I'll live.
I lost you for all that.
Okay. It's off you. I was a little taken aback by it, but
yeah, but you're a prude, aren't you?
a bit.
You know.
Right. Well, maybe these army guys.
There's nothing wrong with a woman on her hands and knees.
Oh my, that's not right.
As long as it's really not. As long as it's something she wanted to do,
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, she's been forced to pose like that by I don't know a male producer.
Yeah, that's not right.
Then that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's very much part of her image.
Yeah.
And people were complaining about her wearing something a bit skimpy at the bloody some music awards a few months back.
But
Right?
everybody wears
People
something
need to get over themselves.
skimpy at these things.
She's a sexy woman and she shows it off. They're probably just a bit jealous.
Yeah, because they're not sexy women.
One
Ow.
of her lads very much fancies her. Like, proper ridiculous levels of fancying her.
You know.
Almost, like, if he had the means, I would think he would probably get to stalker level.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first, Sabrina. You just watch out there, love.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll support her in the trial. I'll be on her side.
Well, there you go. That'll be something significant that happened to you that you could dine out on.
Yeah, as part of her prosecution team.
Oh. You'd be a witness.
Yeah. Character witness against the other fella.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it'd be that way around. I'd always thought there'd be a character witness against me.
Well, I've often said I would be a character witness for you.
Well, it depends on what I wanted you to say.
I would.
If I wanted you to agree that I was unashamedly horny, then fine, yes.
I would tell the truth.
So help me God. He's having a good old time, isn't he?
What, Gastro?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's shooting him up.
You're lifting it by the crotch. You've not picked it up by the pussy, have you?
Well,
Go on then. What genre would you pick?
maybe like a commercial, an advert, food advert. Oh, that old man went to a gulag. Like a food commercial or something, because the food always looks great, or like a holiday advert.
Yeah, but it's not actually edible.
It is in the universe of the commercial. You know,
No, but the trouble is that I don't know.
those couples in the rom-com aren't actually in love.
No, that's true.
They're just pretending.
But what is love anyway?
I don't know.
And what's love got to do with it? Ask whatever Channel 4 program it is that they're doing that open house experiment, and it's all about fucking anyway, right?
Yeah.
Getting your ends away and filling your bits up.
Yep.
And nothing else matters about it.
Hmm. Ah. Have we got any breaking news?
No, nothing worth talking about.
I just had a premonition that Jeremy Clarkson died.
Really?
Yeah. It just popped into my head.
Well, add that to your 2026 celebrity bingo.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss that at the end of the year, try and suss out what's going to happen.
Well, I've been putting people together on my list. A few more likely than others. I found a few curveballs in there.
Really?
Really, I've not just got old people and sick people.
You've got a couple
There's
of
one
babies
person
in
on
there
there
too,
who-
have you?
There's a person on that list at the moment who there's absolutely no logical reason as to why they would die next year, and yet for some reason I've just got a funny feeling.
I mean, that's not really the right way to play it.
And I could probably help it along.
Because all you got to
Oh, what's
do,
that, sorry?
well, it's not the right way to play it because you don't get any more points for getting an unlikely one right.
No, but I'm trying to have a bit of fun with it.
Charming.
Where's the fun in? Oh, I don't know, David Attenborough and Dick Van Dyke. Where's the fun in that?
No, I like both those people.
Yeah, but like, if I guarantee they're going to be both on both our lists.
Mm.
I'll be surprised if you don't look at the bloody article where it's like, oh, these are the people we think are going to die this year.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably going to do that and pick a bunch of people off that list.
Well, there'll be a few, yeah.
Mm. But, you know, I'd rather I'd rather come up with these people myself and see what I get.
Yeah.
And you want the car for yourself.
Which reminds me, I'm going to add one. I've got someone else I want to add to my list. Just come to mind. I don't have to spell their last name, but I'll know it when I need to read it. It's funny though, actually, because David Attenborough and Dick Van Dyke were the first two I wrote down.
Mm. Bless him. Right, let's go. I mean, we don't actually get. We're not. It's like we're paid for assassinating these people in these missions. You know, Crypto's just doing this because he
Yeah.
likes killing people.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Yeah, he just likes it. Yeah, this is the right way. Go kill a Russian mafia guy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're at this later than normal?
I don't know, what time is it?
Nearly 11:30.
Well, you gotta remember it's been 2 weeks since we've done a long playthrough of Baldur's Gate. You know?
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
We
Because
did a long playthrough last week.
last time that was just an hour.
Was it?
Yeah, that's yeah.
It
You're
was only
right.
an hour 20 this time, wasn't it?
Oh, that's still 20 minutes.
I don't know. It feels later than it would have been.
Hmm.
Like considerably later, because like we've been finishing about 11 lately.
Yeah. Well,
No, it doesn't matter. I'm awake enough for it. I just
maybe I'll just do this mission and we'll call it.
up to you.
Yeah, I will. In that case, would you like the last topic?
Go
Uh, Dennis Villeneuve. Is that his name?
Yes. Villeneuve.
Villeneuve, who did Dune.
Yes.
Dune. Trouble with that word.
Yes. Go on. Get on with it.
He's directing the new Bond film, isn't he?
Apparently so. Yes.
Are you familiar with any of his work?
Well, I watched one of the Dune films.
What do you make of it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was alright.
You like it?
Nothing special, but got the job done.
How would you describe his directing style?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I would have particularly have any comments to make about his directing style,
Okay.
which is either good or bad, depending on how you want to look at that.
No.
I think if you watch a film and you say and you notice the directing, one of two things has happened: either it's really fucking awful or it's really fucking good. But it's also been a few years since I watched that film, and I've probably seen something else of his.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know how I know it's Villeneuve
Don't know.
rather than Villeneuve or whatever it was you said?
I don't know. You googled it?
Nope.
Oh.
It's because there was some Formula One racing drivers with the same surname,
Oh, of course.
Jacques Villeneuve.
I should have known.
Yeah, and Gilles Villeneuve, who I believe was Jacques Villeneuve's father. Jack occasionally does additional punditry in places like Canada.
Maybe he's not wanting it to be lonely. Or maybe he's just being weird.
Okay, so one of these cars is his.
That's red.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my god, it is red. Well, that should have absolutely killed it. Oh my god, what's happening?
See, in the original, you could just dump them on the floor and they'd die. You're a bit sturdier in this one. Look, you still got full health.
That's absurd. What's also absurd is the fact that no one seems to give a fuck.
Well, they're a little concerned. Okie dokie.
Can you just blow up the tanker?
Okay.
Can. Did not do or not.
Right, you piss off.
You know what? You'd have just been better off zapping him instead of a car.
Well, I need to destroy the car, I think, as well.
Oh,
But maybe not. They mentioned the car.
yeah. I think I was just to help you track him down.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
Well,
That went well.
yeah.
I got the car colour right and everything.
We've got a couple of missions left. I think that might be it for Tunguska.
Lovely stuff.
So we'll do those two next time. And then we're off to space.
Hooray.
Bye.